Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these lovely ornaments out of filigree blanks. And these are so easy to do and to put together. It just requires some paint and a little patience to have it dry, but other than that, you come out with some very beautiful ornaments. So please stay tuned and I'll show you how to put these together. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is some metal filigree stamping blanks, and some people call them metal filigree connectors, metal filigree stamping blanks, or just metal filigree blanks. But I purchased most of these blanks here, I think these three pieces in particular, from an Etsy shop called Baubles of Fun. And I've purchased off this gal for several years now, and I love her prices. I think they're outstanding, and the shipping is low, and she does combine shipping, which is really nice. So you can pick up these little pieces here. I'm not sure where I bought this one, but I thought it would be cute too. So I think I'm just going to choose to do couple of them for now, and I think I'll put this aside, and then maybe I'll use these two pieces here like that. And the next thing you're going to need is some multi-surface paint. Now I really love the Martha Stewart multi-surface paints. I picked these up at Michael's a while back, and I tried to choose the medium dark to darker bright colors, and so I chose this out of my stash, and this is called Purple Martin right here, and this one is called Hummingbird. So I'm going to use those two colors. Now, to begin with, I'm just going to shake this up a little bit, like that, and just put a little bit here on my finger. And I'm just going to work it in. Now I'm going to give this a couple of coats, so you don't have to put this on super thick. It just goes on very nicely. And if you get a little too much here or there, you can take a toothpick and just poke it through the holes, but I don't think you'll have any problems. Now when you do this, of course, it's going to seep through the back a little bit. See, there's like little blobs. You don't want that. Just kind of work it in like that, and then turn it back over and just continue doing this, okay? And this will really make a difference once we put this second coat on. Okay, I'm not worried too much about the back. I just want to make sure there's no blobs sitting on the back, because we want the front and the back to look really nice. Alright, so now this is going to be drying, and I'll come back in with a second coat. And this actually dries fairly quickly. I'll give it a few hours and then I'll come back in with a second coat. Now for those of you who have fibromyalgia or some other condition where the noises of the packages rattling bother you, please turn your volume off now and put on closed caption. Okay, and just going to wipe this off quickly. You can use a baby wipe or a wet one. Comes right off. And it's probably good if you have something to dry your hands off of, too. Or dry your hands with. I mean. Okay, and this is the hummingbird, so I'm going to shake this up a little bit. Put a little bit here on my finger. There, it goes on pretty quickly. And you don't want it blobby anywhere on the back either. Okay, so for now, we're just going to let this dry, and of course we'll come back in with a second coat. Now I'll do the second coat off camera, and then I'll come back. Okay, so as you can see, I have a couple more than when I started, but I was just playing around off camera. But what a difference it makes, that second coat. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to do the backs, and let me get some of this hummingbird paint on my finger. Let's see, okay. And I'll move these to the side here. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the back. Just kind of work it in. Now remember, you still have to go to the front just to make sure there's no blob. See that little blobby piece? Just kind of rub it in. You got to do that on both sides. Don't forget about that part. And then I'll just continue doing this. Put a little more paint on my finger. Got a little too much, but that's okay. You kind of shot out of the bottle. Okay. Alright, and like I said, just make sure the front is blob free. And I'm going to allow this to dry, and I'll continue doing the rest of the pieces off camera, but I just wanted to show you that quickly. Okay, so now as you can see, these are completely finished, and there's no tackiness to them whatsoever. And I painted the front and the back, and then same with these. Turned out really nice back and front. So now I'm going to be using this Mod Podge Super Gloss. It's a one-coat gloss finish. This is not like regular Mod Podge. The regular Mod Podge is more like a white glue, and this is a gloss. Okay, so there's a big difference. Now, you might be asking, why am I using this instead of the triple thick? Well, I'm using this because it's thinner, and for this project I need a thinner gloss. Okay, because if I were to put the triple thick on here, I think it would want to seep into the holes here and kind of clog them up, and I don't want that. I'm also going to be using a touch of the Recollections Extra Fine Glitter in Glitz. You can use any extra fine glitter in an iridescent color. Make sure it's a white iridescent color, and make sure it's extra fine. So I'm going to start by putting some of this Mod Podge Super Gloss into a little cup. So I'm going to pour some in here. Getting down towards the tail end of this bottle, so I'm going to have to buy another one before long. Okay. Now, we're only going to do this in the front. Don't really need to do this on the back. I have some of the gloss here, and just rubbing this on the front like this. And if it starts to fill up in the whole area there, you can rub it right here on the back, kind of break it up inside the holes. Or you can take a toothpick, it's up to you. I'm not going to worry too much about the middle, but I'll put a little on there, because that'll be covered up. There we go. Alright, so now I think we can sprinkle the glitter on this one, and I'm doing it just a touch. I'm not going to put a ton on here because I'm not trying to cover up the paint. I'm just trying to enhance it a little bit. Okay, like that. So I'm going to allow this gloss to dry. It's supposed to dry like clear glass, it says on the back of the bottle. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to do this one too. A little bit of this gloss on here. Okay, and put just the tiniest bit on here. And I'm going to allow this to dry as well. Alright, and then I'll do the other two off camera and we'll be back. Okay, so now as you can see, as these have dried overnight, they are like clear glass, and I think that there's just the perfect amount of glitter on here. And same with this one and this one. Now the first one that I put glitter on, I wasn't happy with this because look, I've got way too much glitter on here. So it would be better off if you go to put this glitter on not to shake it directly out of the jar. I would advise to take a pinch of it and then hold it up high and then just do this, and just a little bitty fairy dusting of glitter, because as you can see, this enhances the purple. This kind of takes away from it because there's so much glitter. I don't know if you can see it or not. So I wasn't happy with this first piece, so I'm going to set that aside and just work with these. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to use are these little white snowflakes that I punched out of Dollar Tree fun foam, glittered fun foam, and it's real cheap and flimsy, and that's why I like to use my punch to cut them out, because they're very easy to cut out. Now you can use normal fun foam and punch it out easily, just don't get the really extra thick kind, okay? Now I'm going to be using E6000 with this because I want it to really hold on here, and I chose the center bling right here, and I can put a link to where I purchased this bling right here. And I'll do that on my blog. Just click on the picture of this project and it'll pop open for you. So I'm going to put a little E6000 like this in the back, and I'm going to place this right here in the center, like so. Like that. Alright, For this one, I think I'm going to use this little resin heart that I bought online on eBay. I got like 50 of them for like under $2, I think. Now I want to look here at the holes because I'm going to be placing these little bead dangles here, and then underneath here is fine. There should be a hole there for me to hang it by, so that looks fine. So then I'll just put this right here. I'm not putting a ton of E6000. I have to line this heart up with this, with the holes here at the top and the bottom, like I said. If it was round, I wouldn't have to worry about that. But since this is an actual shape, I can't turn it like off to the side and hang it anywhere I want. Okay, so I'm going to set that here and put this on, and I'm going to allow this to sit overnight. Put that there. Now this is round, so I don't have to worry about this. I'm putting a pretty good amount of E6000 on the back here for this particular one because it's metal. Alright, and same goes for this. Putting this on right here. And I have a piece of flat pack rhinestone here. It's just acrylic. And it's an oval shape, so I'm going to set that right here. Okay. Sure it's nice and even. Just like that. Alright, so I have these pieces so far. And I'm going to allow these, like I said, to dry overnight because I want them to dry thoroughly. And then we'll put together our little dangles out of acrylic beads. I have so many of those little acrylic beads that this is a good way to use them up. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so I already put some acrylic beads that I found here on these two pieces. And I found some from Joann's and the larger 14mm acrylic bicones. I believe I bought those from eBay. Yes, I did. 50 of them for, I think, $1.99 plus free shipping. They were mixed colors, like this. In fact, I still have the link to the store who sells these. I'll go ahead and post it on my blog for you. And so if you don't want to make little individual charms like this, you can take a jump ring and some link chain and just attach the jump ring with a chain to the bottom here. And then you can take jump rings and attach charms all the way down. So you have many different ways you can do this. Or you could just take a jump ring and attach one big charm underneath, or a tassel, or whatever you want to attach. It's up to you. So I'm going to start with these that I made, and what I did was I opened up the bottom right here, as you can see, like that. Just open it up a little bit so I could slide this on like that. And so now I'm going to close it like that. Okay. Alright, So now I'm going to take a jump ring. I like these 7mm jump rings from Michaels. They're like $2.99, I think, and they're really nice and strong. And they don't seem to tarnish, which is nice. I'm sorry, there's a big truck, a huge one, going past our house for some reason, and it's pretty loud, so sorry for the noise. Okay, so I'm just going to hook this right, I think here would be, I think that would look nice right there. Just like that. See how pretty? Goodness, they're being loud. I'll be back. Okay, so sorry about that. Alright, so as you can see, we're almost finished. I just have to slide the little thread at the top to hang it up. This turned out pretty. I don't know if you can pick up the glitter. I was having a really hard time picking it up on my camera, but maybe you can see it now. I'm not sure. But it is really pretty. I don't know if you can see the glitter. I think it turned out really nice. The only thing I wanted to show you is this one here. I wanted you to be aware that it does slide from side to side. You can go ahead and just place it in the middle, in that little indent, and it's fine. I'm okay with that for me, but if you were making these as a gift or something like that, you know, you might want to think twice about that, because like I said, it does slide from side to side. But I'll just go ahead and put it in the middle like this and just hang it on my tree. And that won't bother me. But it did turn out really pretty. So I'm just using upholstery thread. You can buy this at Walmart in the regular section where the thread is. And the only difference you'll see is that up here, with some very small word, it says upholstery. And that's the only way you're going to tell the difference between that and regular thread. Okay. So I'm just folding this in half, like that, because I want to slip this through. So I can get it to go through. There we go. And then I'm just going to take these two pieces and pull them through. Let's try that again. Take these two pieces and pull those through. There we go. See? Just like that. And I like to use this because it's ultra strong. And this won't break. This will be just fine. You can yank and tug and everything else, and you'll end up, if you try to pull it apart with just your two hands, the thread, break it apart, you'll end up cutting your hands before you'll break it. It's very strong. Okay. And then, of course, you can hang it up. Let me move my camera up a little bit. Okay. And turned out really pretty. And like I said, these are totally covered. If you're seeing what looks like bits of silver and whatnot, I don't know why the camera's picking it up that way, but it's completely covered with paint. And see, the back looks nice too. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other two off camera, putting the little threads on at the top here. So I just wanted to show you this, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. And God bless each and every one of you. Take care now. Bye-bye.